Disney, Mickey and the Beanstalk Game, Collector's Edition. So ours is painted. And they look really good and really cute. What seems to be a very simple game, it is extremely challenging. And there are times where we thought maybe we were playing it in a way to just make it more difficult for us. But no. It actually is kind of really difficult. Even when you get to do little easy things to help you out, it's still not that easy. So it's a challenging game. Ages 4+. I don't know how they're going to... Yeah, well, I guess it's simple. But winning, that's something else. Well, let's get to it. The setup, the board's all set up. It'll be done in layers. You'll see a shot of how it's done. There you go. That's the setup. Set up the board. Insert the giant and place him where he needs to be in front of his little lockbox at the start. Separate the food tokens by shape, mix them, and then flip them face down so you don't see what's what. Put the key tokens in a pile for your first game. Set to hide the heart-shaped courage tokens, they say. Not to use them. They want it harder for you in your first game. Place the golden harp on one of the 8 spots on the lockbox mat. Each player chooses a character, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, or Goofy. He places the matching mat in front of them, and their figure in Happy Valley. Give the youngest player the spinner. They'll take their first turn. And off we go. It's a co-op game, so it's very fun and easy to do. What you want to try to do is just fill up and feed the little town below. Bring the food and the golden harp, basically, down the beanstalk to Happy Valley. If you do that, everyone wins. But if the giant gets all 8 spots of his lockbox filled, everyone loses. And that's very easy to do. Because of the dreaded spinner. You spin the spinner. There's numbers. They'll tell you how much your movement is. Or it'll tell you what the giant has to do to take food. So spin the spinner.
Call the shot.
So spin the spinner. Move up to the number of spaces you spun. You may move through and share space with other characters, but not the turkey. You may move past a giant, but you may not stop in front of him unless you spun sneak. You may move fewer spaces than you spun or not at all. And the spaces are very easy. The whole Happy Valley is one space. Up or down this beanstalk counts as a movement. So if you're down below and you want to go up, 1 would be up the beanstalk. 2 would be up to the 1 or 2 of the drawbridge gates. And then 3, 4, or whatever you do, each little square on the dinner table. Remember, you can't go through the turkey. Same with down. 1 space to get off the board onto the gate, and then 1 down to the valley to drop off all of your food. If you stop on a food space or a key space, flip over a token from the matching pile, place on an empty spot on your mat. You have 3 spaces to put stuff on. You only have 3 items and only 1 key at a time. If you don't have an empty spot, you may not take a token. So that's it. You spin, you try to collect something, a key, the food, and then you bring it back and fill up the spaces, as you can see on the board. Question marks can be any type of food. The negative stuff here for spinning would be with the giant. If you spin a plate, the giant locks up a food. You flip over a token of the matching pile and put it in the lockbox mat that he has. Then you spin again. If you spin the giant always moves to the closest table edge of that color. If there are any time he's in front when that happens, you lock up an item. If the giant ever moves in front of space with a character, even if it's not their turn, he sees them. If anyone has the golden harp, he locks it back up. If not, he takes a food from the token pile matching that space. No matter how many characters the giant sees, he only locks up 1 item. The key, when you have the key, the point is you want to go to the lockbox space, turn in your key, and then grab a food away from him, because if that fills up all 8 spaces, you all lose. So you can get a food out of there and get rid of 1 extra food, or take the harp. And then you have the harp on your person if you have room on your mat, and then try to get her down with you to the Happy Valley. Remember, you need to fill up all that food space and bring the harp back to win. Again, you have to fill up the spots, matching them, or a wild card is there to help. There is an easier thing with the courage token. There's 4 of them by the households. If at any time you fill up the 3 spots, you can take a courage token. So whenever the giant is about to lock up an item, you may set a courage token out of the game to stop him, even if it's not your turn. But you must be up the Beanstalk and not in Happy Valley. That sounds like a nice gesture, but you spin that giant an awful lot. It's easy for him to catch you, I feel like, the more players you have. Again, everyone, all the food needs to be put in place where they're supposed to be, matching the spots, etc. The last one, so all the food needs to be there. Everybody needs to be down, and the harp. And then with that, when it looks like this, you win. You win! We did it! Happy Valley is happy again. Gores. Boo hiss, boo hiss, boo hiss, boo hiss. And that's basically the game. You go around the board, go around the food, collect the food, bring it down, up and down, and there's only so many spaces that go up and down, so it seems very easy, but that giant's constantly going around and around, searching for it. So you gotta think, one of the best things, he goes to the nearest color. So let's say right now, you spin purple or green, where he is at now with the blue, purple or green. If you spun purple, he would go to this purple. So you can plan out where you want to hopefully move your turn. Like, do you want to take a chance somewhere? Or you're like, okay, if I do this, I can grab a food here. So, let's say you chose, like, this purple spot here. Or this green spot here. And you're like, okay, I'm going to go for a key. I'm going to go for the food. And purple or blue was, purple or green was spun. He'd have to go to this green. He'd have to go to this purple or this green first. So you're safe here. So kind of think where you're placing all your guys. You can't go on the turkey, through the turkey, but he's constantly moving around that board, and it gets to you. He's always watching. What's really cool is sliding down the base of the Beanstalk. They actually go down it, you hook them on there, and they slide down. It's really cool and really enjoyable. Everyone seems to get a kick out of it, young and old. And I remember we were playing this. One of the best things was we were playing this, and we're like, no, we're going to play this until we win. And it was one of those things where it took game after game after game after game, where it's like that giant, like, it is hard when there's more, because we were doing 4 players, and it was like, it seemed pretty hard to do that. Then we decided to do the key thing with the courage tokens, and that was still hard. I remember that it's like, screw, we're just going for food, or the heck with it. Like, my one buddy would be like, hey, I'm going to go for that harp. It's like, stop going for the harp, because then he's going to end up on your spot and take the harp, and it was useless. Just take your food, because sometimes you're like, do you want to go fill up your whole thing of 3 foods, or do you want to go, you know what, I have 2 foods. I just want to go down there and drop them off. That way I don't have something taken away or something put into the box. So it is a very surprisingly challenging game. I like the 3D mechanism of it. It looks really good. I liked how the giant goes around. I like the little characters. I like how we got the collection one, which wasn't too much. We got it on sale a while ago, earlier in the year. And we just been love playing with it. And it looks really good painted. And it's fun. It's challenging. And that is a great episode, little cartoon of a classic Disney Mickey Mouse cartoon, by the way. And it just looks really good. Everything about it looks good. Doesn't look cheap. The box looks really good. I mean, there's a lot of stuff put into the thought of the box. The art, everything. Very nice game here again from Funko Games, and I'm really digging their Disney type of games. It's really cool. Really fun game. Definitely worth trying out. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think. It's a fun co-op, one of our favorite games of this year. Go check out some more games. Our 12 games of Christmas are coming up in December. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time. Huh?